Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. I am your boy Josh T, the real Josh T from JnJtabletop. JnJtabletop is a little thing that me and my friend Obi-Wan Jacoby over here created because we love D&D, and we just want to make that easier for you guys to learn and just have a good time. So check out youtube.com/JnJtabletop or twitch.tv/JnJtabletop. Put that aside, let's talk about my cast here. It's been a little bit. I haven't seen these guys in like 2 weeks. Right next to me, we got itsevbo. Follow him at itsevbo everywhere. Then we have, it says JnJtabletop over there, but that's Obi-Wan Jacoby. That's
Hello.
the guy. It's him. Right underneath Jake, we have Master Yoda I Am, or Michael, or Maddogmsd. And next to him is Izzy. So, this is my favorite group of wonderful people, and we're all here just to have a good time. And we're happy to see you. It's been a while, but had some awesome things going on here at Rare Drop the past 2 weeks. The Holiday Hearth and something.
That sounds right.
Holiday Hearth,
Yes.
and I don't remember what the other half was.
It was
But there's some
love.
really cool stuff happening, raising money for able gamers, I believe.
That is correct.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on that past 2 weekends, and I hope that you all hung out and watched and donated and all that, because there was a lot of really awesome stuff happening here. But we missed you, and we're happy to be back. So, Rare Drop, if you want to check out what's going on at Rare Drop, just pop over to raredrop.co, and then they'll have the schedule for all the things, or just check out their Twitter and all that, and you'll be able to find out all the stuff that's going on. So, Jake,
Yes, sir.
do we have anything to talk about?
Well, we did have a couple weeks off, and in that time, we released 3 videos in JnJtabletop. Last week, I did a rousing comparison between the Mage Armor and Shield spells. They're separate spells, and like what situation's good for both. And then the 2 before that is a 2-part series on multiclassing, how, when, and why to do it, and as well as just some fun combinations that we thought might be fun to just discuss. And yeah, and then we have the lesson this week. If you want to do the lesson now,
The what?
we teach things here at this on Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions.
This is Rare Drop Roleplay, and we are the teaching game.
Yes, that is correct.
Hell yeah. What are we talking about today?
Well, sometimes, everybody likes to be in the foreground, but sometimes the background is what shines. So on the Player's Handbook, page 125, have you missed me? I actually have dad jokes stored up, so just get ready, because I might be in, I guess, not so rare form. Anyways, what your character did before they became an adventurer is kind of a big deal. Yeah. What was, what did they do? Did they live their life in like a temple, or were they an entertainer or whatever? Typical background will give you some bonuses, like a few bonus proficiencies like skills, tools, and or languages, some starting equipment. The joke is usually a way to get free room and board in some fashion, like if ever you watch their Dragon of Icespire Peak playthrough. They never had to pay for any stays at the Stonehill Inn because Landor was an entertainer. He literally would just go up there and do some music, and everybody was like, yay, you can stay here for free. That's kind of what happens with the background. But most importantly, if you ask me, this is where you get inspiration for your character's personality, their ideals, excuse me, things that are important to them, bonds, people, and, just anything in particular that might be important to them, as well as the all too important flaws. Nobody's perfect, and this is a role-playing game, so when you make some decisions, you're not always supposed to make the right one, and this is a great way to find inspiration for how you make mistakes. So, yeah.
And all that stuff that's what brings a character from like an idea that you have in your head to something that's ready to be played at a table, and something that has like depth. So like the ideals, bonds, especially flaws, like you mentioned, especially flaws, like that is what takes a character from just like, here's my surface level, whatever, to depth. And a lot of the time, the flaws are what makes the character most fun.
Yes, so I'll just go over Vale's flaw. Vale is too curious, in case you haven't figured that out. So sometimes you need a person in the party that's gonna touch the thing he's not supposed to touch, or mess with the thing he's not supposed to mess with, because that's what drives the action. So I'll just be that guy for this game. It's fine.
Yeah, if Nemo did not touch the butt, then Finding Nemo never would have happened.
Touch the what?
Touch the what?
The butt?
The butt, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, and then would there have ever been a Finding Dory? I don't know. Probably, but they probably wouldn't care to find her because who knows?
But yes, backgrounds. It's important. It's very important. And if you're looking at the player's handbook and you don't see one that really feels exactly like you, talk to your DM. You can customize a background. It's really not that hard. That's kind of all I have, I think.
All right. Does anybody have anything they want to shout out? Anything that's going on, or any fun, cool things? Anything? Now's your time. No. Cool. All right. Well then, without further ado. Oh, where were we? 2 weeks ago, huh? It's been a while. So, not last week, but last time on Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. We followed our adventurers as they made their way through Molesmere, the ruined city. You remember they had a difficult battle with a wall. They came out on top. Started exploring through the city, and they encountered some stone people, some petrified people, we'll say. And they found the basilisk that turned them to stone. They fought it, they killed it. And as they searched through the city, trying to find a church, they happened to find one. And they got in, they got some nice magic goodies, the kind that every D&D party hopes to have. And then they fought a nasty, ghostly elven woman. Came out on top. But lastly, right before we left off, well, a spire had fallen, and a group of people, nondescript people in purple clothing, went off to check it out. And our group kind of hid, and they watched, and they waited to see what they would do. And now, our group of purple cloaked figures were about to leave and get back, as they stated it is not safe to stay out after dark. So, my friends, that brings us to you. Jake, I believe Vale was on top of a roof, and the rest of you were hiding out in an alley.
Yes, I was overlooking things. Am I, You got it. Okay.
Yeah. Did we not want to listen to Tavern music? Is that how?
It seemed to not fit. Okay, so. All right, so just making sure I'm back in the moment. Vale saw a half a dozen people investigating the spire that fell. And they were kind of cryptic in some of the things they said, and then after that mentioned shadows coming about, and then they headed north. Okay. What does Vale want to do right now? Vale is going to telepathically tell Isla to very carefully follow and keep an eye on them, but only to see if they go into a building, and at which point, if they do, to come back and let me know.
Okay. Is there anything? Basically, just watch them. They walk into a building, then come back and let you know. Nothing else.
Yes, and I want her to not like fly way up where the black raven up against like clouds is very easy to see. Like go to a rooftop. see what they do. Like Spider-Man,
just do some Assassin's Creed work over there on the rooftops.
That kind of a thing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure thing. So she's gonna start doing that and watching the road. I'll let you know when she comes back to you, or if she comes back to you.
Oh crap. All right, and then Vale. How far away is Vale from everybody? Is there any is there a way to maybe get even a little higher or a little bit better of a vantage point?
Yeah, there's definitely a way for you to get higher up.
Okay.
You basically you were trying to make as little noise as possible and take as little risk as possible last session, if you remember.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you kind of went up to the first little part of the roof that you had access to, but it did go up much higher. So.
Mm-hmm. He looks up at the roof. He looks down. Back at the group. And he definitely, if anyone's looking at him, he's definitely thinking about something. His brow just furrows, and then he climbs back down to the group.
Make an acrobatics check.
Oh boy.
Or how do you climb down?
I don't know. As gingerly as he can.
Make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
You're not doing a double twist to half pike?
I don't need to re-roll those, but I got a 7.
You got a 7?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, as you try to get down, you start to slip a little bit. And as you start to tumble, you get about like halfway down, you're probably like 6 feet off the ground, and you just go into a fall. Echo is below you. Echo.
Oh god.
You see him falling 6 feet above you. How does Echo react to this? What does he try to do?
He does pretty much all he can do.
He just goes, whoop.
Which is just to sort of go up and put his hands up to try to catch him.
Make a strength saving throw.
Yeah, he is not strong enough for this, but that would definitely be like, what else is he gonna do?
His reaction.
But I'm actually proficient in those, weirdly enough.
A Midwest hobbit. Oh,
it's a monk thing.
Will a 15 do it?
Yeah, a 15, like somehow he starts to fall, and you're just like, oh no, and you're able to just kind of like gently, like you get knocked on your butt, but you don't get hurt, and you also break the fall for him, so neither of you take any damage.
I was thinking it was like Dirty Dancing, like nobody puts Val in a corner. Like,
I mean, if you want to have the time of your life and
yes,
do that, then go for it.
Oh, we're back, baby. Oh. How did you... The science just doesn't seem to work on that, but thank you, my friend.
It's just a matter of weight ratios, but are you okay?
Yes, I think I'm fine. I had Isla follow them. They seem to head north.
Did you get any sort of sense about what they might be after, or?
Well... Okay, so here's the thing. You know, they were looking at the spire, and they were talking, of course, and, you know, they said they weren't sure what caused the spire to fall, something I very much am interested in learning, by the way. But they said something to the effect of, it's probably best for us to head back before anyone hears, and before the shadows come about, and that they have very important work to do.
Shadows?
Is there any kind of a check, or do we know anything of what the shadows could be?
Make a history check with disadvantage.
I'll take the chance. The fact that I'm getting the chance makes me feel like he's being nice. Well, okay, so that's a 10.
You haven't really heard much about the shadows. I mean, usually the shadows are out in the daytime when there's light to cast a shadow. But kind of weird they're saying the shadows are coming out at night.
Indeed.
Well, I thought today was going a little too well.
You remember back when we met you, Echo, you were sent out to find something, but you didn't know what it was, and I have to admit, I thought that was really strange, and now here, the four of us are all doing the exact same thing.
It's a fair point. It sometimes seems that we're out sailing without a navigator, but...
Now there are shadows to deal with. That can't be good.
Mac, you were starting to say something.
Well, I mean, I have no clue what this may be, but I would say we may want to try to find some shelter before the night actually comes, if there is something out here.
Agreed. If the shadows are anything like that, that spirit that we faced off against, well, one was tough enough. I think you have a good point.
I agree. What time of day is it? Is it getting close, or?
It's getting close. You got probably an hour till dark. It's kind of hard to tell that out of the, because there's so much tree cover in here. But I'd say you guys have been exploring these woods long enough that you got a pretty good mental clock going at this point. So.
Sure. Well, the way I see it, I had Isla follow them. Perhaps she will learn how they take shelter, or at least where they go. We have that scroll and could go back, and there was one of them there. Maybe they know how to take shelter. Or we could rescue one of the others and maybe learn more about what happened here in the first place. We don't know anything about the other stone statues that were there.
I'm not gonna lie, knowing that there's more of that one makes me a little bit more hesitant now to want to try to wake him up.
I was certainly in the camp of saving that one person, especially with them being a magic user, but I agree. Mac, you're right. We don't know their intentions, and the markings were pretty clear on their clothing. But there were some other people that were petrified. We could try to rescue one of them.
Just wouldn't want another proverbial mouth to feed at a time when food is tight in a way. Have to protect them if they can't protect themselves.
So perhaps then the best course of action would be to find a safe place, and if we do decide to help someone, maybe we wait until things are less shadowy.
Especially because I feel like if we do head back now, we're going to be pushing time to get them free, talk to them, and then try to find shelter. We may be rushing a little. And I'd rather be in our shelter before it gets dark, just in case I don't want whatever it is to get our scent or notice or anything of that nature. I mean, who knows what it is we're dealing with.
Yes. I want to take a look at that spire, too. If these towers are falling down, I mean, that's also something we really should understand. Vale just looks at Millie.
I definitely think that taking shelter as soon as possible is probably the best step, just because we don't know what's coming, and if we put our energy into looking for someplace safe now, I feel like we'll be more likely to find something that's the most secure, rather than walking back. And as Max said, we don't know how long everything will take, and moving forward to the spire at this point, we don't know what else is in that direction. So,
Josh, do any of the buildings around us look like we could potentially take shelter in, or?
Roll a survival check. Why doesn't everybody roll a survival check?
Okay.
See what kind of shelter you find.
12.
12 also.
Evan gets to re-roll those.
Nope. That's a natural 20, baby.
Oh, baby.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
How you doing?
It's my favorite natural.
Melly, what'd you get?
a 6.
A 6? Alright. This is just like the stealth check last time. Alright, so as you all kind of look around, you see a lot of buildings in really, really rough shape, and you're taking a quick walk through. You look over and you see a building that, I mean, all of them don't appear to be in excellent condition, but this one looks like you could at least go in and have shelter for the night. And maybe some sort of protection. There's windows, and it looks like you'd be able to make a quick exit if you needed to.
I'm assuming Echo points this out? Or...
Yeah, I think it would, yeah. You just kind of make it very obvious. I don't know if he would say anything specifically, but yeah, I guess he just relays that information.
Okay. Okay.
So wherever we end up, I know it probably won't be the best for resting, but if we could fill it with light, obviously shadows are created by light when things obstruct it, but if we could fill the whole room with light, maybe if these creatures are just shadows, then they won't be able to get to us, if that makes sense.
I think it does.
I think that's a fantastic idea, as long as we can do it to where it won't be able to be seen from outside. Because I worry that if they see the light, it might attract them. Possibly. Honestly, I have no clue about these creatures, so...
Yes, I mean, I think it might be safe to assume that these shadows could be creatures, but making sure we're in light sounds good to me.
I wonder if maybe
Light
they're just
casts out
afraid of the
darkness.
dark.
That would be very nice if that was the only thing it was. I think I'm going to take a quick look at the spire while we get set up for camp. I think that might be a good move right now. So Vale's going to go to the spire sneakily.
Does anyone join him, or you doing your thing?
I'm not going to stop anybody if they want to.
I would say I would start going into the building and trying to find a good room inside of it that we could spend the evening night in.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do the same. That would definitely be Echo's priority. Be setting up a safe place for us.
Okay. All right. Is Melly doing that as well?
Well, okay. So Melly doesn't want anyone to go anywhere alone. Oh boy.
Does this building have eyes on the spire that fell?
Yeah.
Okay, so Melly will try to just watch Vale as he walks. Also, who has the ring right now?
I have the ring of spell storing.
Okay, and there is one healing
There is
spell in it. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to watch from up here to make sure that nothing happens to Vale.
And Vale's already like.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
Okay, Mom.
All right. So yeah, as you guys kind of walk through this building, trying to find a nice place to post up and have camp, Vale makes his way through the streets, and you can just taste the dust in the air as you walk through the rubble and all the broken pieces of stone and marble and brick from this crushed building, this fallen building.
Sure.
What are you looking for?
Just to see, just look at where I think the spire fell from, why I think the spire fell, how dangerous does it seem that more spires will fall, things to look out for. Just try to get an understanding of this potential life-threatening hazard. So.
Sure. Why don't you make an investigation check for me?
Okay. 10.
10? Okay. Yeah, you kind of walk through and try to inspect the area. As you look through, I mean, you can see where it came from. That's fairly obvious. Just a little bit deeper in, it was just a tall building connected to another building that had broken down. As to the reason,
like, does it just look like it's rotted foundational things, like the structure's rotted, or like
it looks like it hasn't been maintained in probably over 100 years, and it's any building or bridge that hasn't been maintained for a very long time, as well built as it is, it's gonna get messed up over time.
Okay.
So, but was it a strong gust of wind? Is this just gonna happen every now and then, regardless, or kind of hard to figure that out?
Right. And no pings from Isla yet at this point, right?
Actually, I was about to say.
Oh.
Suddenly, you see the little Isla perch back up on your shoulder, or on your hand, wherever you want her to land. As she
probably my
races
shoulder.
back over to you. Okay.
Kind of pet her beak. What'd you find, girl?
And you'll just see like kind of this flash of images and like video, if you will, of the group of 6 men, or 6 humanoids, we'll say, walking up to that large building that you had seen, that you were actually heading towards, that large central tower.
Sure.
And there's a gate in the front. It seemed like they got in a line, went up to the gate, said a word, and then walked in. And then...
Does she know what word it was?
Ooh, she started going back as soon as they got to shelter, like you told her.
Sure.
So...
Okay.
let's.
You're gonna let
All
the
right,
fate
well,
decide?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What do you think? What would you like to have Isla roll to see if she knew what was said?
What would I like her to roll?
Mhm.
I mean, perception, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
Okay.
If you would have said like, if you would have said
Dexterity!
stealth,
Not like-
if you said that, then I would have you actually explain why. But that sounds fair. Perception.
Natural 20, 23.
Natural 20.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the one guard, or the one person walked up, knocked on the door. The slot opens. She saw a pair of eyes, and she heard the word 12. To which the person at the door responded 6. The door opened. He was let in.
I'm gonna write that down. So the person outside said 12,
The person inside said 12.
and the response was from the person outside was 6.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
We'll say with the natural 20, give you this. The second person walked up. The person behind the door said 7. The person at the door waiting to go in responded with 5. And that was also let in.
7, then 5. Wow. Okay. Vale just says, Isla, you are the absolute best. Thank you. And he's gonna go back to where they were looking for shelter.
Did that mute in time?
I didn't hear anything.
Hey.
Well done. Okay, so yeah, so when I get back, Vale is just like scratching his head.
real quick, sorry. I want to give them a chance to look around the room.
Oh, yes.
All right. So you guys were looking around. What were you looking for in a shelter, in a room?
I was looking for an interior room.
Mhm.
So basically a room within the building that we could possibly close the door on and not having any windows or anything like that towards the outside was what I was hoping to find.
Okay.
That way, if we had light in there and it was closed, realistically light wouldn't reach outside.
Okay. Evan rolled the natural 20, so I'm just going to say, yeah, you're able to find that. Sure.
All right. So, I mean, I guess, set up camp-ish. I mean, it really wouldn't be doing much, but
Okay, yeah, so as you guys are just getting provisions and whatever bedrolls, that kind of stuff ready, Vale will walk through the door.
Vale is like, he's got his thinking face on, for sure. And he's like, So, my best guess as to why that spire fell was just that it was old and not maintained. I don't know. But Isla did some very good work. She saw them go to the building we were looking for, and she saw the group of 6 line up in a straight line at a gate. And as soon as when the first person looked like they were trying to get inside, she heard the person on the inside say 12. Then the person on the outside said 6. And they were admitted. She then heard the person behind approach the gate, and then the person inside said 7. And then the second person on the outside said 5. And the same thing happened. I'm trying to discern the pattern. Yeah, and I don't even know if this will be important or not, but
It sounds important.
it does. And they said 12, maybe I was thinking, okay, and then there was a party of 6. But then 7 and 5, that just seems off. I don't know.
Oh, it's not math. It's how many letters in the word.
What do you mean?
12 has 6 letters. 7 has 5. The number of letters. Nobody. Okay. Yeah. No. I think that's what it is.
Vale, the grin is so ear to ear. Like, he just anxiety just visibly comes off of him. Like, it's just like that certainly could be right.
I mean, it could be wrong as well. There could be complicated formula to it, divide it by 3 and add 2 or something like that. But this makes sense to me. I mean, did Isla hear any other password combinations or just the 2?
Just the 2, because I told her to come back when she saw them get to where they were headed.
Well, there is always a risk. 2 could be a coincidence. But
That's
I guess if
pretty
it ever
strong.
comes to it, it's worth a try. Unless we
only
think we'll
we
get
would-
killed.
We would need to have some kind of disguise, I think. And usually a pattern needs to be simple if it's for an organization. Otherwise, it gets confusing and it won't work.
Yes. At least common denominator and all that. Well, anyway, it looks like we have a fairly secure place to hold up for the night.
I think we're going to keep Isla outside for the evening.
I think that's wise.
like we did with
Mac,
the tabaxi.
you were doing some work setting up this sort of inner room here.
Yeah, just that way if we did have light in here, I figured it would be even that much less visible from outside.
Indeed. Very good thinking.
And perhaps we can still, secure the outer doorways, just in case. But I think this seems like it could work.
Yes, I think so. And I know it's still light out for a little bit. I would think. I don't know how long that took.
Yeah, so you got like a half hour of light still popping through the.
Vale just tells Isla to go back to that tower where she was hidden and just keep an eye on it. And if anyone comes out and looks like they might be heading towards us, to come back and let me know.
Okay. Good.
But
You
then
wanna
when
just
it's
post
night, but then when it's nightfall, to have her come back and keep an eye on us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah. Confidence factor not high. Okay, so that's what he's gonna do. And Vale's just gonna be pouring through whatever notes he has, random notes on Mlaesmir in his diary that he keeps, looking for anything that might seem significant, not expecting to find anything, but just to rehearse, kind of a thing.
Sure. Yeah. Does anyone have anything they are working on or doing or talking about in this time?
I have a question.
Sure.
So, for the ring of spell storing, I know it says that you're only supposed to be able to store, like, level 1 and up, but would you be okay with us storing cantrips in it?
Don't think so, because you could only do level 1 and up, and I don't know how we would decide, like, because you're able to hold 5 levels total. I don't know how we would determine that if it was a cantrip, because technically a cantrip is a level 0 spell.
Okay.
How many do you guys have in that ring, anyway?
We just have one healing word.
Okay. So you were trying... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask about housekeeping with that.
Okay. Yeah, you said you were going to try to brighten up the room, and also, what were your plans for setting this room up? Michael, or is he kind of...
So I probably would have just like tacked some sort of sheet to come down across the door. That way, like once the door is shut, hopefully that would decrease even that much any more light than going out of the room itself. That's probably about the only setup for light type of things that I would have really tried to do. I would not have been that much worried about barring the door, because I feel like if something does find us, we're going to be fighting, and it may or may not be like the other ghostly thing, which could go through walls. So I wasn't too much worried about barring the door. I don't know if anyone else was trying to do that or wanting to do that.
Okay, so just try... Yep. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if like in that immediate building, I could look for candles, lanterns, torches, anything that can be safely left burning overnight that most likely won't set the whole place on fire. I would want to gather as many of those as I could and put them in the room and have them like kind of like spaced out to reduce any shadows that might be made from them.
Yeah, why don't you roll me an investigation check?
Vale has 20 torches.
We don't know when we might need those somewhere else.
True, he does have 20 of them.
Well, we're gonna look around. Hold on.
I have 5 candles.
You definitely have one, that's for sure.
Michael, we don't
Those
know
are for your
if
nightcap.
you're gonna need those.
Yeah. Such a classic player thing to do.
What was I doing? Investigation?
Yeah.
19.
19?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you kind of look around, you see there's like a dining room like area that has a little metal holder that has 5 candles in there. And those are the only candles that you find in the house.
Can I take the holder?
Sure.
All right, so I'll take the holder and all 5 candles up to the room. So I could only find these 5 candles, but I was thinking if anyone has other things that we could use as sources of light, we could set up the room to be bright while we sleep.
Yes, I have some torches. Only a few, but some.
Yes, how many do you need? I have all of the torches in the world. Every single one, except for Echo's, apparently. Just fine.
Well...
Seriously, I have 20.
Oh,
When he says he has 20, you see me like reaching to get some candles, and then you just kind of see me put them back.
He's like,
It's like, we're not gonna need these.
I just don't want to start a fire in here and have to deal with that in the middle of the night.
I agree. Well, let's put this little set of candles in the center and...
Actually, Vale takes out the fire ruby. Is there a glow?
There is.
Is there like a... You know what? Vale just takes his shield, puts it in the middle. I'm assuming it's not wooden. I don't want to light it on fire. And he just puts the fire ruby right in the middle of the shield, puts it in the middle of the room, and just looks at it.
Yeah, it kind of reflects off the shields, and you have like a red glow in the room. Like, so when I was young, I went on a field trip to Mystic Seaport, right?
Nice.
And before electricity or before electricity, they had these little like crystal like looking things and almost like a glass type material that they would put on the roof of a of the little like the rooms that they had underneath, and the small amount of light that came through just from like the stars and whatnot would light up the room, and they would be able to use that to read or anything if they needed to in there. That's kind of what like I imagine was happening with there. I have a red one in my room, in the other room, that I would grab and show you because that's what it would look like. But
That's pretty cool, though. Actually, Vale just kind of does this, and he looks over at Mac. Do you still have that acidic emerald that we?
Yes, I do. I pull it out. It's kind of wrapped up, so that way I'm not holding it with my hand because it kind of tingles.
Well,
I have it right here.
He uses his mage hand to. He says, "May I?"
Yes.
He takes it and unravels it. Is there a green glow?
there is.
Okay. Actually,
it's not really as bright
okay.
as the glow from the fire one, but there is a faint green shimmer.
Bell just actually looks at it, and he just says, "I think I might be able to use this in a spell. Do you mind if I hold on to this?"
Go right ahead.
I have to tinker with that and take a look. Thank you. And Val thinks it's an interesting sensation, so he's just fiddling with it now in his real hand.
Val is one of those kids that would lick like a 9-volt battery.
Yeah, just to know how it works. Yep. Did not cause his mother any anxiety whatsoever. So what do you all make of everything so far?
What do you mean?
I'm just trying to think what kind of work they were talking about. This is obviously a place of catastrophe. Is dark magic about? Just trying to think of what they might be doing.
Well, I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but... Well, we're here with good intentions, but I think that we're in the minority. I can't help but feel like... I can't help but feel a little wary about a group of people wearing sort of a uniform, I guess. I don't know what you'd call it, but searching around a place that is filled with such darkness and dangerous creatures, and apparently shadows. We're just doing shadows now.
Right.
As Echo is saying that, Mac's eyebrow just kind of goes up a little bit and kind of like an approving, like, he's wary.
I have trained him well.
Just like a little bit proud and happy.
Soon that optimism will be all but gone.
Yes. Exactly. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, with them being magic users, it does make me wonder what they're doing or are after here. You know, are they
At least that one seemed to
looking
be.
for magical artifacts? Are they trying to cleanse the land? Are they trying to find the source of the evil power to somehow harness or contain it, you know, for themselves? You know, I don't know, but
Yes.
this is not a trip to be taken lightly. So whoever it is here, I would think that they would have to be quite formidable, whether good or bad.
I just feel like this is where we are going, and I feel like, well, hopefully Isla will see if we could learn about how many numbers there are, but the way I see it is we have a couple of ways to approach tomorrow. We could try and ambush a group of them and take their robes and try and sneak in somehow. We could try and find another way into their building. Do we just attack them?
Well, we don't know them to be up to no good, do we?
No, we don't. We know nothing. This is where talking actually might provide some value.
Well, now that you say that, we do have one that's on their own, and doing a favor
Much
could
better
buy
to talk to
some,
one of them than a whole bunch of them, I would think.
So do we even need to deal with them? Do we need to talk to them, or could we just go on what we're doing?
Vale, as you're talking, Vale goes into his, Actually, wait, where's the music box? Is it in the bag of holding?
I don't think you let go of it.
I think the
I think you
music
kept it in
box
your
is- yeah.
compartment, in your bag.
Okay, so Vale, it's been a while. So Vale opens up his bag and he's fumbling around, you know, as Josh is finding the file. He's fumbling around to see what's going on. He's like, oh, where did I put it? And he is waiting for the signal to see if he finds the...
It's really buried in there.
It must be really buried in there somewhere.
It's a bunch of socks on top of it.
Yeah. How did Echo's old sandals get in here?
It really is buried in there. Like,
So
I don't remember bringing this many pairs of socks. Tons of them.
How many could one elf go through?
And why do none of them match?
Wait,
Jaw Jaw Binks. I don't even remember buying these.
Oh my goodness.
wait a second. It is not where. I
Well,
put
he looks like
it.
he's rummaging through his bag, so if you want to keep talking, go ahead.
Just for fun, Melly's gonna cast light on the ruby. Just to see what happens.
Ooh, that's cool.
Now it's like extra bright crystal light.
Mhm. Now it's like you guys are having a party in there. It's just, you know,
It's a disco party.
it's a disco party.
But you've dispelled the fire magics within it.
Vale, you just found the box. It's crazy.
Oh, here it is. Vale just takes the box out, puts it on the ground, and he says, Bellon.
Start you see kind of like a little light show like you saw before of elves dancing and having a grand old time. And then with the purple mist just begins to rise out of the middle of it and overtake this yellow greenish light that is them dancing. And you see, as the color changes to purple, these elves that were just kind of frolicking and dancing in this circle, they start to look more sinister. Their nails grow long and they go hunched over.
The elves.
And the elves. And they just begin to, where they were like slowly, kind of gracefully moving along, they start to run in this circle with a purpose, with knives in hand.
Does everybody see this or just Vale?
Everybody sees this.
Okay.
Slowly, it just begins to get sucked into the box as the song finishes.
Did everyone see the mist and the elves seem to twist into more sinister, and or is that just me?
No, I saw it also.
As did I.
Indeed. We're a lively bunch today, huh?
Well, I
Very
mean,
lively.
I understand wanting to know more about them, but is that going to help us with what our goal is? If we fully know what our goal is yet, I'm not sure, but
I was going to say, if you know, please tell me.
well, we know we're heading to that one building.
Pretty much all I know.
I think the advantage of possibly speaking with them would be to learn what they know if they were willing to share, which I know might not be much, but if we could get even a single shred of more information about this place, the forest. We don't know what they're doing, whether it's sinister or hopefully to help what has happened, but
Yes.
I think the goal is information, and would it be foolish to not pursue that chance?
He just looks at Melly. No, we should learn things if we can.
I think also...
If we rescued one of their own and brought them in, even if we're not part of their group, that would certainly be a nice way in.
Yes. Not that we purposely did that with the Tabaxi tribe, but an act of kindness does go a long way. And also, if they are up to sinister things, then isn't it better to know the enemy that is right in front of you?
Yes, I think so.
I just chuckle. And pull out my stone and start sharpening my weapon.
If there's anything else you guys want to say, I think I'm good for a long rest.
I'm good for a long rest also.
Okay. So, Jake,
I will keep watch.
right? Well, no. I mean, hey, sure, but...
Sure you will, pal. We'll handle that next week after you're dead.
Well, no, I mean, Isla was hanging out until dark, so we gotta figure out that business before. So, yes.
Melly will have set up like the candles, and if there were like sconces to put torches in, she would have like put them out. Fire safety though, Smokey the Bear.
That's right.
Definitely not burning that place down.
Why don't you roll a survival check?
For the candles, I pull out a lantern because I actually do have a lantern in my bag. I'm like, oh wait, do you guys want to use this for the candles?
Nice.
So I guess if we're gonna have the ruby in the like middle of the room, we'll put a lantern in a corner, the candle holder in another corner, away from any drapes or blankets or cloth.
Okay, so yeah, the room is now well lit. So, Jake, Isla, well, she really is too far away to tell you anything. But as night begins to come down on the ruined city, Isla comes back, and does she have to like fly back to you, or can she just kind of like? Because I know you.
I can dismiss her and bring her back as an action.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise, I mean, if I thought she was in danger, I might do it. But
yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, so she flies back over again. Just this time, she. You guys are getting ready to wind down for the night, and then this bird just comes in and smacks right into the cloth that Mac had set up, and yeah, just and then just
probably like, oh gosh.
Knocks it down completely. Actually, hold on before I say that.
It's the shadows.
Knocks it down completely. And comes into the room, and then as she just kind of hops along the ground, she makes eye contact with you, Jake. And as she does that, Vale again sees these visions in his head, and as he looks in and sees through Isla's eyes what she had seen, you see as she's watching the gate, and a man in armor with a sword comes out, storms out of the gate, looks back inside the building, says, "I don't care what time it is. We need to find them." And 3 more guard-looking people go out and head over west.
Okay, so we would be south from it, so they went to the west.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Jake, roll. No, you don't have to roll for that. Well, roll perception with advantage.
For Vale or for Isla?
For Vale, I'll say.
Okay. With advantage is a 15.
Vale has seen the marks on their uniforms. He's encountered men like these multiple times before, as he smuggled or traveled, we'll say, to and from the Dwendalian Empire.
That's how he would spin it. Okay. Are they look like they're Imperial soldiers?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Well, what's interesting?
So, I just described the scene in its entirety. And they headed out west, and they were bearing Imperial markings.
So these are Empire soldiers?
But they had different markings than the hooded figures, right, Josh?
Mm-hmm.
At least the group that left.
So two groups of people are, correct me if I misunderstand this. So these people from the Empire and this other group are both taking refuge in this tower?
It would seem so.
Curiouser and curiouser.
It did sound like the night time was not the time to travel. But maybe they're looking for someone. They were looking for someone. We have to find them. I have to admit I'm happy they didn't come south towards us.
Well, but if the danger that they're speaking of is anything, we don't know who they're looking for, and this is... I'm not sure if we should risk all of our lives for this.
No, I don't think so. I think the question for me then is, do I have Isla watch the tower or watch out for us?
I would say have Isla watch out for us.
Vale just smiles and looks at you, and you know he was thinking the opposite. You're probably right.
This doesn't happen a lot, but today's been a weird day. But I agree with Mac. In this case,
where did you both get your water? Are you
on a
drinking
side
the same
note,
thing?
I am just standing there with my sleep cap on, with my rapier out because she flew in through the sheet.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure, Echo did. For sure, Echo did that, like, real quick jump into, like, a fighting. It's kind of like...
Nothing like a shot of adrenaline to get you going.
Yeah, exactly. It may sound, I don't know, cruel, but we do need to watch out for ourselves. If we're not here to do what we're doing...
Yes.
We won't be able to help someone else.
Just keep wanting to know more about what's going on in that tower, and that's why I keep... Nope, I'll have her stay stationed at the building across the road, within 100 feet, so that we can communicate. But she'll keep an eye on us. Our safety is more important. And I just give her the nod.
I know that'll kill you. I'm sorry.
You have no idea. It'll be fine. Whatever it is, we'll face it in the morning. But I'll get some rest. I'll keep watch. Everybody's going to sleep.
Okay.
Are you guys putting any more spells into the ring before we go to sleep?
Yes. Actually, that's definitely something we should do.
Do you have any slots left?
Yes.
What are you working with?
What do we want to do? We got 3 level 1 slots. I used all my level 2s, so...
Okay. I mean, should we just... a bunch of healing words? Or do you want to... well, you can't do aid. That's a level 2, right?
That's correct, but I could also use... Let me see how many sorcery points I have left, because I think I did use them to get level 1s back.
You can convert them, that's right.
Yes. Okay. Yep. I can get... Oh, how many does the level 2 take again?
Don't remember off the top of my head. I want to say... 2 for a 1, and I think 3 points for a 2, if I'm not mistaken.
2 for 1, 3 for... Yeah, you're right.
What is this?
The sorcery points that you can convert into spell slots.
Okay, is that a sorcerer feature?
Flexible casting, yeah. Such a great spell, such a great thing.
Font of magic. Okay.
Font of magic.
Yeah, so I can get us a level 2 spell if we want it. Do we want it?
Might be nice to have... Not... You could be full tomorrow if you put 8 in there now.
Okay.
Or we could just put a bunch of healing words in there.
No. I like the idea of having aid in there.
Okay, so if you put 8 in there, that's 3, and you'd have 2 more.
Yeah.
You could add.
So do we want to do healing word for the rest of them, or do we want a cure wounds so we have something that's got a little bit more juice to it?
Maybe one of each, right? Because that would give us 2 healing words, a cure wounds, and aid.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully we get a full
Yeah.
full rest, because if we wake up, good luck, guys.
Well, at least
Roll
the magic
for
is still
initiative,
there.
huh?
It's just stuck with me.
That's true.
So, all right.
Okay. All right. So, what did you put in there?
In the ring is an aid, which is level 2,
Mm-hmm.
cure wounds, and then 2 healing words for the other 3.
Okay. Awesome. All right. And who is going to be attuning to that?
Vale already is attuned to it.
Okay. All right. So you're going to keep it.
Yeah, I see no reason not to.
Cool. I figured I'd ask that question before the long rest.
Yeah, that's good. And then Vale will do his trance thing that... Well, he'd probably be studying for a while, but...
Why don't you have Vale roll 2d6 for me?
Okay. 5.
Yeah. So a few hours go by, and as the time begins to pass, you get a little ping from Isla as you see through her eyes, and you see these shadowy, dark, twisted, elvish figures just kind of racing through the streets, weapons in hand. One stops for a moment and looks directly in your direction.
At Isla?
At Isla.
Okay.
And then looks down and begins to run the opposite direction, and they just continue doing whatever it is they're doing as they just kind of roam the streets. Say, and then very far away, you hear, say, probably, it sounds kind of like it's coming from like northwest. You hear a loud bang, and a crack after it.
Oh, okay. Like loud enough that everybody wakes up?
Not loud enough that everybody would wake up, but you being in your trance, I would say,
Yeah.
you still hear everything. So you heard it. It's far away. Doesn't sound like it was anywhere close to you, but it's not like it's not sound you're accustomed to hearing.
Sure.
I would say.
Yeah.
Almost like an explode, like almost like a firework, but like they're just different. Like the crack at the end is kind of what made it stand out, we'll say.
So did it sound like then the spire fell, or different than that?
Different than that. Not as strong as that.
Okay. Bell just comes out of his trance for a moment and just looks at the other three. They're all just asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mac is doing like a whistle snore.
Yes.
And the pom-pom at the end of his hat is just kind of...
Yes. Dale just shakes his head. Frustratingly, he just looks at the bag, at his backpack, and he opens it up. He reaches into it. He grabs the idol. He pulls it out. Kind of turns his back to be able to potentially hide it from the other three if they were to wake up. And he just quietly whispers, "Do you know what the heck is going on?"
You don't really hear a response for some time as you look at this thing. When you look straight into the eyes of it, you just feel like something. And in your mind, you hear this. I know all.
Tell me. I want to keep my friends safe.
What is it you wish to know?
What are these figures trying to do here? Why am I here? What happened here? His mind is just racing with a million questions.
You've never answered my question. Are you an ally?
If you can help me keep my friends safe, I will help you.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Good. Follow along the path. Seek me out. All will be revealed.
Who are you? What's your name?
and stay away from the shadows.
Okay.
At least for now.
All right. Okay. Yes. If I help you, you will help me keep my friends safe.
I will give you the power to keep all safe.
You have a deal.
I'll see you soon, Vale.
All right. Vale will put the idol back in the hidden compartment in his bag. He just takes a deep breath. Looking around, just keeps nodding like, yeah, that was the right thing to do, right? Okay. Mac. He just like fiddles with his little knight thing.
What's going on?
I heard some kind of loud bang far away. Probably magical. Different than when the spire fell down. You think we should wake the others?
Do you think it's worth investigating tonight?
No, I don't.
Then I would say just brief him in the morning.
Sure. Okay.
Did Isla see it? Has Isla seen anything?
No. Go back to sleep, my friend.
Okay. Good looking out for us.
Always.
Matt goes back to sleep.
Vale go back to his trance.
Okay. So the night continues on, and really, aside from those things, kind of keep moving throughout, and you can watch them as long as you like, but there's no danger to you guys. And as the hours continue through, they start to dissipate. And the morning rolls in, and you see some light peek through, but it is still kind of dark. Most of this area is covered, so you're not able to get like you can tell that it's morning. You know that it's morning. You all wake up well rested, but still just don't feel right. It's just dank in this place, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So we can take a long rest?
You can take a long rest, and then I think we, as a group of IRL people, will take a short break, and we'll be right back. If anybody has any questions about anything, just post it in chat. Let us know. We will answer them when we come back from the break. And otherwise, we'll be right back, y'all. You all good? Everybody ready to get back into it?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So, we just had a pretty wild night, although Vale is really the only one who knows how wild the night actually was, but like I said, it's now the morning. And Vale, I know you had mentioned you might want to let them know what happened, or part of what happened.
Yeah, so once everybody's waking up, or as everybody wakes up, even individually, I just let them know about the loud bang that Isla heard, but that it was far away. And the shadows seemed like elven shadows, with weapons, were roaming the streets at night. One definitely saw Isla and then went back. That actually, Josh, that happened before the bang, right? I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Don't know if that's significant or not, but nonetheless, that is the order of events.
Well, at least we've made it through the night in one piece.
Yes.
Now we can worry about those puzzles that have been racking your mind.
Always.
So we kind of have 4 options here. We can go back and wake up the one stone figure. We could just try to go to the tower and knock on the door or say hey, and try to approach them and see how that goes. We could try to go investigate the sound, or we could continue on our original finding of the building that's downtown.
As much as I want to learn everything about everything, I think we should just continue where we were heading.
Really?
He just shrugs like, what are we gonna do? Spend the entire day going all around and then have to find shelter again at night? And we might not even find something.
Vale, are you okay?
Of course I am.
Why the sudden change of heart?
It's less a change of heart and more this is what I think we should do. Before, I just needed to rest on it. My head was spinning in a million directions. This is what that tower drew my attention when we got here. Everything about watching the music box and listening to it told us or made me feel like I needed to be here. So that's where I want to go.
Well, if that's what you think is best, then I'm with you.
If you have something else that would be important, I would listen. That's just what I think.
I pull out a coin. I flip it in the air. I catch it. I look at it, stick it back in my pocket. All right, we can continue on the regular, on where we were originally going.
What do you think, Melly?
I don't have a problem with continuing on our regular path. As long as we all think it's what's best. I know we talked a lot about gathering information. And I guess there's information to be gathered from all of these different sources. So there's no reason we can't start with going straight there.
I'm not saying to just march right up to the front door and knock and say, hello, I'm here. I'm just saying I think that's where we should go. There might be a way to sneak in, or maybe we'll learn something on the way. I don't know. But that is, I think, that's why we're here. He actually looks a little calmer, before everybody entered Malaismere. I don't know. He seems a little more sure of himself, more than like shady. I don't know. I mean, maybe you think it's shady, but fair enough. But
Well, all right. I mean, I agree that our list of tasks has kind of gotten a little out of control. And we did come here for a reason. We could always address them later if we need to, but yeah, let's start making our way to that tower.
Alright, I'll have Isla do her thing. Just gonna have Isla get to her little perch where she was able to watch in the first place and let me know if she sees anything significant. Otherwise, just wait for us.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you guys are about a half-hour walk away from the tower.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Nope. And Isla obviously gets there first, and she's sitting and watching and waiting, and she well, what does she do when she sees things? What do you want her to do if she sees anything?
Just observe and hide.
Observe and hide and wait, and then let you know when you get there.
Yeah, like if I don't know, something looked menacing and she thought she should tell me, I wanted to do that. But
Okay.
there's like trust there, but otherwise just observe and hide.
Okay. Yeah. So Isla just hangs out, and how do you all approach? What are your goals? You walking straight up Main Street? You hiding out down the alleys, running on the rooftops? What do we got?
I
Rooftop
would-
sounds fun.
Yeah, let's see how many times we fall.
Yeah. I didn't say it was wise. I said it sounded fun.
I would say that I would be instructing everyone to walk like on the sidewalkish area, like as close to a building as possible, to kind of try to like stealthily and or at least not make it like obvious that there are people walking down the road.
Yeah,
You know, just because now we know not only are there possible, you know, magical creatures and things, but we also know that there are other people actually here.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that I'm like tiptoeing stealth, like that kind of like stealth, but just not making it obvious that there are people walking down the middle of the road.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. Why don't we get stealth from everyone?
Okie dokie. 16 for Val.
25.
16 for Mac.
6.
Come on, Melly. You got this.
19.
Yeah!
19. Nice. The sneakiest sneaks that ever snuck.
Sneaking.
Yeah, you guys just kind of just sneak on by as you're not tiptoeing. I was gonna say you tiptoed, but you're not tiptoeing. You just you're just doing a very good job of hugging the corners and being very aware of your surroundings, whether that's are there people in front of you or are there loud things that you're going to step on. You guys are all very aware of that.
Okay.
Moving around anything that's going to make noise and do a very good job. So when you approach, you see a large building right in front of you, a gate in the front, and Jake, you are... How close do you have to be to communicate?
100 feet.
100 feet?
Yeah.
We'll say you're close enough to communicate. with Isla.
Okay. Might just ask her if
So-
she saw anything.
So she'll give you a little bing, and
You've got mail.
yeah. Yes, exactly.
You've got mail. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
And you see that 5 of those hooded figures had walked out of the building earlier. And they looked at each other. They said, "There's no way they could have survived the night. We'll go and mop up what's left of them." And they started heading to the west.
And Val will convey that to the group.
Well, I don't think that bodes well for whoever that first group was looking for, or presumably that first group themselves.
Yes. Should we, now that there are less people there, perhaps we should take this as an opportunity to get inside?
I mean, we don't know their numbers,
No.
but might be as good a time as any, though if there is still a... You said there was a pair of eyes behind the door?
Yes.
I imagine that's still there, and I can't imagine that they just let anyone in.
Could have Isla look around. There's a gate around this tower, Josh, is that right?
There's a large gate on the as like the entrance to the building itself. There's no gate around the tower though.
Okay.
So, wait, the tower that we were going to originally, that's the tower that they were in?
It's the tower they were in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did not realize that. Sorry, I was not under that impression at all.
And it doesn't seem like there's nobody else outside of the tower right now.
Right now, you don't see anyone walking around on the outside of it.
I'm gonna have Isla look around and see if there's anything. Otherwise, maybe there's another way in. Are there like windows and levels to this tower? Like, how tall is it?
It is very, very, very tall. Like, we're talking like this is if Mully's Mirror is our New York City, this is the Empire State Building.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, climbing again. So, like, how, like, would it be easy to get to, like, a second story? Like, how? I guess Empire State Building is tremendously wide as well, so I'm just trying to think, is it like that too? Like, it's just huge?
It's pretty
way.
large, yeah. It's got these arches right up on the outside of it, these large windows, and it's very ornate. This was a building of some sort of importance, but you could definitely, I mean, I'm sure there's a way to climb it, but like, are you just gonna try to walk straight up and start climbing? Like, what do you think?
I'm just trying to get an understanding of it.
Building.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a better understanding.
Yeah, there.
Okay. Maybe we should just look at some of the other sides. Josh, does the building look like better maintained, or like still just as dilapidated as the rest of it?
It looks like it's in surprisingly good shape for where it is. Like, I mean, it's not perfect, it doesn't look like it's
Sure.
It's would it pass inspection? Probably not, but compared to the other buildings here, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna send Isla to just do a fly around and see if there's anything
So
of note.
I do have a disguise kit, and I am proficient in it also. Do we want to try to possibly make them think that we are a part of them?
It's not a bad idea if we can't find another way in.
Do we know what any of their faces look like, though? We also don't have the same robes, and we don't know how large their group is. It's possible there's only 15 of them. And so they would know each and every one of their members. So even if we looked like someone else and had their robes, they might know that it's not of their group.
That's true.
Very true. Are there any windows on the building, Josh?
There are. So you'd have to get closer to really check out the windows that are towards the bottom floor, but there's these large windows on the sides and a large circular window right up in the middle.
Any iconography that we could recognize?
What are you looking for?
Just like how, like we saw the Dawn Father's symbol at the church that we were there, like anything like that?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing really.
I'm gonna send Isla to one of the windows and just look through it.
To look through the window itself?
Yeah, like if there's a sill to land on, just kind of peek her head in.
Okay. Is she going trying to get in towards the bottom floor, top floor? What kind of window is she looking through?
Maybe 3rd floor.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just and if there's nothing there, go from there.
Yeah, 3rd floor. She kind of hops in, sits on the windowsill, looks around a little bit, and there's some tables, bookshelves, but
Any sign of use?
of use? What would you consider a sign of use?
I don't know, a candle being on, or something like that. And it's daytime, but there's maybe water in a cup,
Roll a perception check.
Okay. 18.
There is there's a armchair with a little table next to it, and there is there's an open book on that table.
Is it too far for her to be able to see what's in the book?
It's pretty far.
And how high up is the 3rd floor?
The 3rd floor is it's 3 stories up. It's pretty tall, Yeah.
Okay. I think we should try and sneak in.
It's worth a try.
I don't know how, but...
It's either that or we try to disguise and we seem to know the trick to their password.
Well, the other thing that I was thinking that we could possibly do is, and I kind of look over at Mally, can you be arrogant? I was thinking that if we had you as a powerful sorceress, disguise you kind of as someone that's a little bit higher elevated, and maybe just kind of, I don't know, just badger them a little bit about what they're doing here as you're here to cleanse the land, and I don't know, maybe work with that to kind of figure out what's going on.
can certainly try.
Because you notice them bumbling around, just things like that to kind of throw them off their game just a little bit.
We are her guardians.
That's where I wasn't sure if we should all go with her, or if maybe one or two people should try to either sneak in and possibly be there in case things go wrong as kind of a surprise, or we could all go as just her entourage / bodyguards-ish. Not that she needs bodyguards, but...
Servants. He smiles.
Yes.
I'm game. I think it's the best plan we've had so far, actually.
Are you up for that, Melly? I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to make you do things you're not comfortable with.
Well, my eldest sibling was quite arrogant, so I think I have an idea of just how to go about this.
I said let's do it.
Now, I don't know as much about the lore as I would like, so I don't know exactly what I could put possibly on her robe that might indicate that she is from a group of sorcerers. I don't know if there's like either a sorcerer's guild or possibly some sort of well-known symbol that would be for the high sorcerers of the land, kind of a thing.
Without saying the name of it, Josh, do you think... I think our characters would at least know the organization exists.
Yeah, right? They would know. Yeah.
Okay. Perhaps she would be a member of the Cerberus Assembly. I could even forge a document. What do we want to accomplish here? You're here to inspect everything and make sure everything's in order.
Either that or I was thinking that she was here trying to see what she could do for Melasmir and noticed them just kind of being around and just kind of mucking things up a bit, with just not taking care of where they're going, being out at night, and,
That could become adversarial, though. I guess it's, do we want to fight them? Or do we want to sneak in and do our thing?
Preferably not fight them.
Did Vale tell us about the soldiers? He did, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the Cerberus Assembly is affiliated with the Empire.
Oh, yes.
So I'm thinking that whoever they're working with, the robed people, would have some sort of respect or fear for the Cerberus Assembly. So I think saying that we were sent to check on our people to confirm that everything was okay.
Here's where I think the check might come in. Does Vale know of any prominent members of the Cerberus Assembly that he could potentially forge a document from?
That's gonna be that's gonna be a history check with disadvantage, I would say, because they're not exactly secretive, but they're not exactly public either.
They're just worth a shot.
Yeah.
It's really... Okay, well, one was a 17, but the other was a 3 for an 8, so...
Yeah, you don't...
Yeah.
there's no real names come to mind.
Mm-hmm.
They are involved with the Dwendalian Empire.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, let's I don't know. Is there any prominent official that we could know of?
well, yeah, of like plenty of prominent officials within like the Dwendalian Empire. I'm sure you have a list of names that you've used multiple times before.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Val might have.
Yeah. So who's your go-to?
I would be trying to think of a female, so that would be easier for Melly to impersonate. Oh, do you mean like an alias? Is that what you were thinking?
Oh, all right. I was thinking of like. All right, I misunderstood what you were doing. I was thinking of like paperwork.
Somebody to sign the document saying that they're sending so and so.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not looking for an alias. I'm looking to forge a document saying let this person do whatever they want, kind of a thing. So maybe you were correct. So basically, I would say, let Melly inspect this thing. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Signed, official person that I know of. That's like,
yeah. Well,
Magistrar.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I would say within the Dwendalian Empire, you know of many. Obviously, if you're really stretching it, you could go with King Bertrand, Dwendal.
No, I don't want to go that high.
Yeah. Okay.
I think in our player chat, Evan has a great suggestion. Baraka Obamius.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you've used that paperwork from Baraka Obamius multiple times.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if I have experience forging this one, I feel like maybe that sounds like advantage on the forgery.
Sure. I think it sounds like. Why not?
Based on his last forgery,
Yeah.
he's gonna need it.
Hey. All right. So he is just. Vale just starts taking out a document and he starts like writing out something to the effect of. Actually, before he starts writing it out, what's your name going to be? I think you should be called Melly.
No,
this.
how about Melinda?
That's very good. Okay. So it just says, from the office of Baraka Obamius, I hereto henceforth charge Melinda as my official representative in all matters pertaining to Malleus Mir. Give her a wide berth to accomplish any goals that she deems necessary, and help her in any way she deems fit. And then just the big old B-O, and as Vale has his arm up, it's like, oh, excuse me.
As you're writing it, there's just like the narration, and help her in any way she seems fit.
Yes. Let Melinda do.
And while he's doing that, I'm making alterations to her robe. I flip it around so it's on the cow side, the white, and it just looks a little more regal, and add some like tassels and things to the bottom of it, just to like and then maybe just like add a little thing to the collar, so it kind of like just pumps up just a little bit, and then the emblem of the Cerebrus.
All right, so you just bedazzled everything,
Basically, yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I pulled out my bedazzler and just went to town.
I love this is such a D&D plan.
In case you guys didn't know, I actually made my sleep cap myself. I couldn't find one like it, so I just I had to make it.
Yes.
They just don't make them like they used to,
That's so back.
So Jake, I need you to roll for that forgery.
Okay.
That,
I know I'm proficient, but I'm not sure.
yeah, Dex with proficiency, and I'll let you roll advantage because I really liked Baraka Obamius.
Yes. I'm happy you said that because 17 plus 6 is 23.
Okay, yeah, it's some of your finest work. You know, you've had a lot of practice using the name of Baraka to get your way, and and it looks pretty good. Looks pretty official. Like you got the stamp down too, which is very impressive.
The biggest part. The seal. The seal of Obamius.
Yep. So that's Indy. So Michael, what are we gonna roll for your disguise? What do you think you should roll for disguise? What ability score do you think matches up with it?
Honestly, I don't know. I originally was thinking intellect, just because like it just seemed like to knowing to be able to like where to put what and where to do it. I could see possibly like Dex, because that's where sleight of hand is with the actual handiwork of it, but I'm not sure.
Jacob, do you know what we usually use for
disguise kits?
disguise?
I mean, you could even argue charisma for panache and flair. I mean, just
I know.
Dex, I think, would be precision. Like if it's fine work, you know. I don't know.
You want to do Dex?
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, that is my highest one, so I'm not gonna say no. I don't want to always throw out a Dex there. It just feels like, yeah, like. But I mean,
Well,
it does seem to fit. But
I don't have a clear answer for that, and I can't find the section in the book in time. And so, if you want to use Dex, you go for it. Just
All right.
know next time I might have actually looked it up, and it might be different for next time. So
I don't get to re-roll those. That's a 7. Because it was a natural 2. Ugh.
Could I? Oh, I know it's probably too late. I was gonna say, could I help him to give him advantage?
I'll say you can't help him, but you saw the work that he did.
Maybe she had a rough trip.
You could attempt to fix it yourself if you like, but otherwise, yeah, maybe you had a rough trip. It's a long road. The forest is a very dangerous place.
Did the symbol of the Cerberus Assembly come out okay, or does that? Because that'd be the only thing that I'd be concerned about.
Michael, roll one more check.
That's a 17.
Yeah, the symbol came out okay. Just the clothes where he tried to add his little frills and everything, it didn't really work out very well. But
And then I look over at Echo and I say, Echo, would you mind if I borrowed one of your vests?
I only have the other one. Goodbye, old friend.
I'll try to make sure nothing happens to it. Now, do you wear armor, Echo, or no?
No. I just have
I'm actually gonna remove my leather armor and just put the vest on. Like just regular clothes and a vest. I'm not gonna have any armor on.
bold strategy, Cotton.
I think I feel like it would be a smarter move. I mean, Bale can be the, maybe the guide kind of a thing, and then me and Echo in my mind anyway are kind of like, not servants, but to a certain extent, like the servants are the ones that just handle all the menial tasks.
You're the help.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love the idea. It makes sense. I'm surprised to hear it from Mac, but I love it. All
I
right.
say let's do this.
I just need to get into character a bit, if that's all right.
Oh.
Do you need me to screw something up so you can practice yelling at me?
I don't think that I'm going to take that tactic.
Where'd you guys do this, by the way?
Oh, we found like the easiest, most obscured alleyway possible.
All right.
Okay. So, I think I'm going to start with... What do you mean you didn't receive word of our coming? Do you not have anyone here who's been in touch with... Oh my gosh.
I think when you say it, it's more like you don't really care what they say in response. Like, you bring it up because it's something they messed up, not because it's something you need to concern yourself with. Does that make sense? You gotta sell it. Like, what do you mean you haven't heard about my coming? Prepare my room. Something like that.
Okay.
As if it doesn't matter.
So, okay.
Remember, and Vale he just kind of comes right, puts his arms on his shoulders and says, it's not a lie if you believe it.
Okay.
Channeling my George Costanza there.
Vale, take inspiration.
Ooh.
What do you mean you did not receive word of us coming here? You best prepare all of the things that we expected. Please move aside.
You almost had it. I don't think please would come out of your mouth.
Now move aside.
Definitely better. Remember, everybody here is supposed to do as you say.
I feel a little queasy. Is that normal?
It passes.
All right. Well. All right. I think I'm ready.
You can do this. If it helps, you just gave
Yes.
me such a huge anxiety spike, I never want to speak to anyone ever again.
To be fair, he just looks at Echo and Mac and says, probably the less the two of you speak, the better with the way we're going to sell this.
Fair enough.
But you can always do your mind thing.
Are we doing this?
I can't think of a single reason. Not one.
And I'm trying.
I just have to channel that business spunk. I'm selling them us.
They're buying us. Whether
Okay,
they want to
so
or not.
do we want to have Vale lead and then Melly and then Mac and Echo closely in step behind?
I think that works.
That sounds good.
All
Let's
right.
do this. So yeah, let's march up to the gate.
All right.
Vale will lead the way.
Vale, you walk up to the gate, and do you make any sort of noise? Do you knock? Do you just stand there expecting? Or...
Back to the image that Isla gave me. Was there any visual cue that first person did? Okay, yep. He just goes dung 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 dung.
Let's see. So the eyes look through. 0.
4.
Door opens.
Val just turns back and winks at Echo.
Yeah, he returns kind of a smug. Like,
as the door opens and the man at the door looks at you, he says, he then looks at all of you and says, "You're an odd lot. Where'd you come from?"
"We've been sent from Baraka Obamius," and he hands him the letter. "Melinda will be taking charge of things as needed."
What did you roll on the, do you remember what you rolled for your,
Forgery?
Yeah.
23.
23, yep. That looks pretty freaking good. Picks up the paper. Of course, well, we weren't expecting you.
He just turns and looks at Melinda and says, "They weren't expecting us."
Well, what does that matter?
"It doesn't." And he just like looks down and like glares at the person.
He will just say, my apologies. Come on in, and do wait right here. One moment, please.
We don't have time to be waiting around.
Well, I am not the one to show you around, and I need to get one of my betters to take care of you, my lady.
I suppose that is permissible.
Thank you.
Be quick about it.
Of course. He will close the door behind you all, and then walk.
We're like in a foyer?
Yeah, you exactly. You're kind of, it's a little hallway, and it does open up. There are some chairs if you would like to sit, or if you want to stand impatiently, you can do that as well. There was like a little stool that he was sitting at as he waited to let people in and out. And he quickly hurries off to fetch one of the higher-ups.
What kinds of things do we see in this foyer? How big is it?
It's got long, or not long. It got tall ceilings. Probably about 15 feet high. The ceilings are. There's these massive paintings on the wall that look to be in fairly good condition. Paintings of. There are paintings of the forests, the beautiful greens and reds and all over. Paintings of water, a lot of landscapes in there. There's a long, red, extravagant carpet in the front with this gold pattern on it. And this hallway, foyer type area kind of extends out, say like maybe 30 feet into the building.
just start wandering around. Is there anything that looks dusty?
Anything that looks dusty.
Yep.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. 13.
Yeah, you find a spot on the wall. It's pretty well kept, but there is a spot on the wall that has like a little bit of dust on it.
Okay.
Then fairly quickly, you might wait like a minute or so.
Okay.
The man who let you in comes back, and
I just take my finger on the dust, and I just look at it, and I go, like I'm very disappointed.
And a man with a purple robe walks. He's kind of like dainty, walking behind the one who let you in. He walks up to you and says, "All right, what seems to be what has happened? We were not expecting any guests."
Well, that's very odd, because we've been sent here with this note, as you can see, from Obama-is.
From who? Let me see the note.
Who has the note? Oh, okay.
I think the gate person had it.
Yeah, so he'll take the note and hand it to you. The man in the purple will look at it and eye it over. This seems to be the mark of Baracus, but we were not expecting you. Why have you been sent here? What is your business here?
Did you not just read the letter that was provided to you?
It said to let you do what you will, but why should I? If you...
You seem to be having a lot of trouble forming those sentences and thoughts, so perhaps you should stop while you're ahead and bring us to our rooms before there's serious trouble.
You're a member of the Cerberus Assembly?
We are affiliated with them.
Well, surely you must know that we were sent here by Lady Veste Ragna, the Archmage of Antiquity. We have every right to be here. It is known that we are here, and there's no need for the involvement of Baracus or whoever you all are.
It is very impolite to yell at a lady, and I do not appreciate your tone. We're not here to kick you out. We're not here to interrupt you. We're here to confirm that everything is up to the status quo. And if you have issues with that, why don't you take it up with our liege? Although I don't think that's something you'd want to question. He's been very temperamental lately.
Make a persuasion check. I will give you advantage because of the very well-written forgery and the entourage that you have.
You got this.
Okay, I'm sorry. What am I rolling again?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay, here we
With
go.
advantage. With advantage.
All right. Oh, thank God I have advantage. Gonna put that one in dice jail. All right. Ooh, very nice. What is that? That's gonna be a 24.
Ooh, great
Yes.
success. Nice. Wow. He just kind of looks at you and forgive my manners. The journey here alone was most troublesome, and it's only worse here. I'm sorry, I don't like surprises. This is not your fault, it is my own, and you have my deepest apologies. And a gentleman should not react such a way. I apologize. Please follow me. We will make arrangements. There is an open room that you may stay in, and anything you need, will just let us know. We will cooperate however we can.
Lady Melinda, if I may.
You may.
Would you prefer to rest or get a status report right away? That would be the least you can do. He like scowls at the guy.
I would like to see the latest status report, and perhaps someone could hem my cape. As you can see, we are well aware that this has been a rough place to travel to.
My lady, we do not have a seamstress among us. We can get you we can prepare an update for you, but I'm afraid I'm not skilled with a needle and thread, nor are any of our colleagues here.
Where is the room?
Follow me this way. I'll take you down to a staircase and walk up 3 flights and get to a long hallway and several rooms in this hallway, and he will take you to the third door on the left. Open it up. It's a nice, like, oak, heavy wooden door. Open it up, and it's a room with a large bookshelf in there, and there's only one bed in the room, a table, and there's actually a bar in there too, a small little bar. And he'll bring you there and just say, will this suffice for you? We can make other arrangements for your guests if need be.
Just out of curiosity, does it look like it's semi-dusty, or is this a really clean room?
Roll perception.
That is a 10.
Doesn't look that dusty. Looks alright.
Okay. Continue.
This will suffice.
Perfect. I will go and prepare a report for you. Just please sit tight. Let us know if there's anything you need, and I will gather all the information I can for you and bring it back here within the hour.
Okay. Is there any food that we could be served? We are quite famished.
Of course. My lady, we will bring up food and wine shortly. And whenever you are finished, then we will get to business, so to speak.
Splendid. You are
Vale
dismissed.
snaps his fingers, and Isla appears on his arm and just says, "My associate will accompany you." And Isla flutters right onto his shoulder. This way, everything is in order, as we want it to be.
Ooh. Are you okay? So, what's your tone of this? Would you say you're trying to like? What
It's
What-
not
what does this look
necessarily
like? Is it-
anything other than, like, we're watching you.
Just roll me a d20.
Okay. An 8?
When Isla tries to get on his shoulder, he will swat it away. He's like, "Good sir, I'll have you know that I am allergic to pheasants. And you may stay here. The lady may do what she likes, but your bird will have to stay outside, and she will not be accompanying me anywhere."
Vale snaps his fingers. Isla disappears. He walks very uncomfortably close to him. Gets eye to eye with him and says, "Don't you ever touch my bird like that again. Or it'll be the last thing that hand ever does."
Intimidation.
Do I have to declare inspiration now? Or...
You can do inspiration after it's
Okay.
rolled, just before the result is.
Okay. I'll take that. That's a 19.
It's a 19.
Yeah.
He just gets kind of like a look in his eye, like, "Oh my," and he just kind of like he meets your gaze for a moment, and then quickly just turns around and walks away.
Are we alone in the room?
You are now alone in the room.
They'll
Door's
close the
still
door.
open, but
But
okay.
they'll close the door. He just goes, You are
Melly.
brilliant. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Melly's gonna look around for any listening sigils, anything that, like, she's looking to see if the room is bugged.
Sure. Roll investigation.
Okay. This the one. Oh, on fire tonight. Investigation 19.
Sure. Yeah. So you kind of like you look around. You look through the bookcase. You kind of run your hands along the wall, on the sconce, behind the bed, and everything seems to be okay. They weren't expecting you, so you get the sense that they couldn't have prepared for you.
I have absolutely no idea what we do next except wait for that report.
Well, that was harder than selling wine to someone who already has it.
You're absolutely brilliant.
Well, I definitely think that note that you put together helped a lot, and Echo and Mac, just having you two there added to the whole believability.
This was all you. All we did was stand there and look very pretty.
Which both of you are very good at.
Adjust my vest a little bit.
just kind of like push my hair back a little bit more.
But yes, to your point, Vale, now what?
Don't know.
Well, I think this does a couple things. One, with the way that the letter was expertly written, it gives us the ability to be able to leave and do as we please, you know, if there is other things that we want to look at. And then also we can figure out what it is they're doing here and how far along they are in doing it.
Yes. I would be hesitant to stay very long in case someone from Lady Darabna does show up. But I think if we're going to sell this, we should stay here and relax. Right?
Suppose, as long as we can keep up the story.
Vale just takes a look out the window to see how far down it is.
3 stories up.
So
Pretty far
beyond
drop.
his Misty Step range.
You could Misty Step and not take any damage.
Okay, so like, I gotcha. He's just looking around the room to see if anything he might need to attach rope to. God forbid the situation would call for it. But is there like a table and dresser, armoire? I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Everything you expect to find in a very fine room.
Okay.
So I mean, obviously no one's actively staying in here, but is there like a bookshelf with books? You were saying that I was looking through that before. Does it look
Mhm.
like any of the books in particular were read more? Like, you know, if like there's dust, does one of them have like less dust than the rest of them?
Roll investigation.
Natural one.
Yeah. One book particularly looks like it has been pulled out a lot. Kind of thin bindings worn out on it. You could tell. You take a look at it.
Well, I rolled the natural one. You heard that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Yeah. I'll see what the book is.
Okay. Yeah. So you take a look at it, and it's called The Lusty Argonian Maid. And
Melly quickly shoves the book back. I need to wash my hands.
That one's actually a good read.
Mac.
And then on that note, I'm gonna go stand outside, just so like I don't want it to seem weird that we're all in here, and as there's 2 of us that are kind of more of servants, I'll just kind of be out there.
I'll join you to keep up the illusion.
All right.
So just kind of like standing by the door, not standing like to where it's like in guard stance kind of a thing, but just like as in if we're called for, just being there and hearing shot, but also not invading her privacy kind of a thing.
Okay.
Well, I guess in the meantime, Melly's gonna sit down. I guess I will just try to look busy.
You did very well, although I actually wonder if looking like you're waiting for them might be good.
That actually is much better.
I mean, you do you, but that could be very good.
Actually, I think I know exactly what to do.
All right.
Ellie's gonna sit down with not the gross book at the table.
Alright, yeah, so a couple minutes go by, and then Mac and Echo, you both see a few people walk by carrying a bottle of wine, and then just some like trays to cover over it. So we'll walk in, and when they get to you, they just kind of stop and look at you like, may we enter?
Thou mayest not enter. We shall take these offerings to Our Lady post haste to check them for poisons.
I love this so much.
Echo is very sweaty.
Oh my gosh, can I give him my inspiration?
You may, and
Yes.
Echo, roll a deception check.
You have my inspiration. That was so good. Oh my
I'm doing
gosh.
what now? Deception?
Deception.
Oh boy.
Jake
Okay.
just gave you his inspiration.
Hopefully I won't need it. I don't. That's an 18 plus 1, 19.
Yes.
They're like, of course, sure, and they like kind of give it to you, and then just kind of okay, and just kind of turn around and walk away.
I turn around with the with the stuff and just kind of like as quickly as possible put it on a table and then just like sit down, head in hands.
Oh God!
Echo, have
How
something to
did you
eat.
do that for so long?
Have something to eat. It'll make you feel better.
I was.
Maybe I'll talk next time.
Yes, that's probably for the best. But I will say, not that I think they would poison us, but it may be. I don't know. Do we trust it? They seemed pretty convinced.
Would I be able to do a quick check with my poisoner's kit with the wine to see if the wine was poisoned without actually like tasting it? I would think that should be something in there that would be able to tell what, like, if something is poisonous.
I would let you roll in. I would let you roll intelligence plus whatever bonus you would get to poisoner's kit. If you have proficiency in it, then add proficiency.
Okay. That is a 19.
Yeah, it does not appear to be poisoned. The bottle was actually sealed, so give you
Should be good to drink.
brand spanking new one. But when you open the tray, you see brawn, which is also known as like a head cheese. It's a meat jelly made from boiled calf's head. You also see Dampfnudel, a regal steamed roll served in sweet custard with savory potatoes.
We've all had this before.
You have.
It was the first night that we all met.
Oh, you guys. This Sorry, Vale doesn't say that.
Oh, no.
Vale will take a bite.
Wait, I know that the wine wasn't opened. Are we not worried about the food either?
I don't think that one has the stones to do something like that to us right now. But what do you have in mind?
Well, I am able to purify food and drink, so
Ooh,
we could just be extra safe.
it's up to you.
I don't think it's worth the chance, so Melly will cast Purify Food and Drink.
What does it look like when you purify this food and drink?
You know, like when you're driving on like a hot summer day and you have like a really long stretch of road in front of you and there's like the little vapor waves coming up from, Yep, it looks like that, or like above all the food.
Very nice. Yeah. This food and drink has been purified. And it is a very fine wine. It's a Merlot aged in oak for 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, Val will definitely eat and drink.
Yeah, Echo's gonna take a nice slop of that Donf noodle.
Phrasing.
And Matt goes and steps back outside.
All right. Okay. So, you guys talk about anything as you eat and drink, or you just kind of do your thing?
I don't know if there's anything really to plan here other than just learn and go with whatever seems right. Echo, you can always telepathically kind of talk to us as needed, I think.
Yes, if there's anything that I notice that, we may not be able to speak about, I can certainly do that. But you're right. We'll just have to keep an eye on things, and we've kind of made our bed here. We'll have to lie in it for a while.
You'll have to lie in it.
Only if you don't believe it. Yeah, I think. Do we wait for? I say this. Vale has nothing else to do. He will wait.
Yeah, Echo will, after he eats a little bit, figures he'll keep up the, charade and go back out with Mac in front of the door.
Melinda?
She's gonna be sitting at the table, very upright, but facing the door. The chair is clearly turned towards the door, with the book up covering her face.
Okay. Perfect.
Vale will just sit at the table with her. Leg crossed. Almost like he's a little bored.
Cool. Yeah, so Echo has gone back out with Mac. Food is finished. I imagine that you guys have a mess there that you left and did not try to make it any when you're at a restaurant, you like to pile the plates on for the server. You guys were the jerks that just left everything out there as a mess so they could fumble with it.
Definitely did not stack the plates for them.
And the same man, purple hood, who led you to your room, he walks down this hallway now, and he looks at Mac, and he looks at Echo. He says, we are ready for the lady. May I enter?
Milady, you're ready for the report. And then I open the door. You may enter.
Oh man. This is like the Mac version of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh my gosh.
And he just kind of thinks, and he walks in.
Val stands up and opens up his hand to give it to him.
To get out, please.
Is it a piece of paper?
No.
Okay, then he just stays in his chair. I'm sorry.
he walks in and to say, I see you've helped yourselves. Was everything to your liking?
I would have liked if you had come sooner. The wait has been extremely long and unacceptable. Melly still has the book up, like she's being rude.
He'll say, "That's the first time a woman said that to me," and kind of like look at Vale for like a, hey, you know, like.
Val stays very straight faced and is just like.
Say, right. If you would follow me, we'll show you to the planning room where we can go over progress, and you could speak to Professor Freeman, and we can discuss our progress and, in some cases, lack thereof.
Melly's gonna like slam the book shut, put it down. Well, I suppose we should be on our way then.
Val makes sure to stand up before Melly does. Like as a respectful.
Okay. As you all make your way down the hallway, you will enter there and pick up. Not next week.
Oh, that's right.
Next week is Christmas or holiday break.
That's right.
We will pick up the week after.
Yes, I think it's the 3rd of January.
We can't stop here.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I refuse. We need to continue. Denied.
It is the 3rd, yes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Tonight went by too fast.
Man, that was an episode right there. Whew.
Yeah, that was some. You guys did great. That was a lot of fun watching that play out.
Izzy, oh my gosh.
Yeah, everybody just give
oh my
Izzy a round of
gosh.
applause.
That was amazing.
Yeah, so Rare Drop will be closed for the week of the 27th. So, just an FYI. I think they'll be running like recap episodes all throughout the week, but keep an eye on Twitter because we might have some fun stuff planned. So we're JnJtabletop on Twitter, and remember to check out our weekly videos on Wednesdays at youtube.com/JnJtabletop. Also check us out on Twitch. We've been doing some Baldur's Gate 3, right? That's what you've been playing lately?
Yeah, last couple. Oh, I think it was last weekend. I feel like Michael and I we played almost the entire day on Saturday or something like that. It was
Nice.
a good time.
Yeah, I think we put like 7 hours in.
Fought a gigantic phase spider that had a real anger problem.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was rough. That was a rough encounter. And the DM was a dick.
Seriously? It was like, what, just because you got knocked 60 feet off the ledge?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you're a DM and you have players that are like up and trying to fight, and you have one player who's downed, and you attack that one player just as a spider, not as like a malicious villain,
Yeah.
come on.
Come on, man.
guy.
Come on, man.
But anyone have anything they want to shout out before we call it?
I have a kind of fun thing that I'm going to have coming up pretty soon, but the date is to be determined. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but it's going to be postponed for a number of reasons. I'm going to be doing a very interesting challenge run of Dark Souls 3, where it will be me and a friend of mine playing, where we will take turns. One of us will be blindfolded. The person who is playing will be completely blindfolded, and the other person will be describing their surroundings and giving cues and stuff for all sorts of stuff. I've played the game, I don't even know how many times. I can get through the whole game in about 4 hours at like a decent pace. So it'll be interesting seeing how this goes, but we'll just go
that's not
as
happening.
long as it takes to get through the base game, and I'm very excited about it. So if you follow me at itsevbo, on Twitter, Twitch, whatever, everywhere, you'll see when that's coming up.
Yeah.
You're a mad
Once it's officially announced.
trying to do Dark
Yeah,
Souls
that
3
sounds insane.
blindfolded.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I love it, man. I'm very excited about it.
I'm really looking forward to that too. I mean, the no touch challenge in Mario was fun enough to watch.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. Follow him on Twitter. It's itsevbo.
Yep.
And yeah, everybody be kind to each other. Stay safe for the holidays, and have a great time. We love you all. We missed you, and we'll see you soon. So.